If you're like me, you've probably been seeing BOOBAWAMBA all over in Geometry Dash's social circles right now, and it's for good reason. This mysterious memory level just got moved up to the number 3 spot on the all-rated extreme demon list, after initially being placed in top 15 upon its verification 6 months ago, October 5th of 2024, by the player East Shark 1. But what's all the fuss about? Why did this level seem to shoot up the list so drastically out of nowhere, and what makes it worthy of being the 3rd hardest level on the demon list? What is a BOOBAWAMBA? First, I want to talk about the name, whose origin is quite interesting and is rooted in Googology, the mathematical study of large numbers, their properties, and their names. BOOBAWAMBA is a real number, and it's the name given to represent this number. I have heard of a Google before, of course being the gigantic number Google based its search engine name off of, but there are much larger numbers, and some of them have really interesting and funny names, such as BOOBAWAMBA. If you know a lot about Googology or can put the number BOOBAWAMBA in terms a layman would understand, please leave a comment below. BOOBAWAMBA was originally placed on the demon list at spot number 14 in October of 2024, shortly after being bumped down 1 spot when Anathema was added to the list, where it stayed all the way until February of 2025 when it was moved up to spot number 11. Once again, it was bumped down 1 spot when Andromeda was added to the list a month later. However, this month, April of 2025, it made its most drastic moves, going from spot number 12 to 9, and only 6 days later being moved up to spot number 3, where it now stands. But why did it start moving up the list, especially so drastically now, when it still has no victors to its name to this very day? I personally can't pinpoint the exact reason, and it's all speculation at the end of the day, but I think as more eyes get on the level, the more people have the opportunity to understand the level's unique memory gimmick, which undoubtedly adds an entirely different level of difficulty. As I dove into learning about this level, I was blown away to find out not only is the gameplay incredibly difficult, with tight timings and absolutely obscured visuals, but lying deep within the very foundations of the level is a completely unique and mind-boggling memory gimmick that not only is completely random, but has the player's eyes peeled for hints throughout the level that they must keep track of and remember. Allow me to explain the most interesting and incredible part, at least in my opinion, of BOOBAWAMBA. Most people don't seem to know this, especially when just casually viewing the verification or gameplay showcases of BOOBAWAMBA, but hidden throughout the level's deco are 5 different objects. Every time you attempt the level, the appearances of these objects are randomized. We will call these objects 1 through 5. It is important as you play through the level to keep track of which object has appeared and which has not, and you must remember this until the very end of the level, where you will have to utilize this knowledge to open the gate which prevents your exit. Before we talk about how that's done, let's point out these 5 objects in question. Object number 1 is 2 small gray spikes in the background sitting here, bottom right of this black orb at about 13%. Object number 2 is this saw blade attached to a stick above the ship as it slides on this platform at about 34%. Object number 3 is this long black stick in the foreground while the robot is falling at 45%. Object number 4 is 2 giant black structures in the foreground with spikes on the bottom shown at 56 and 60-ish%. And finally, object number 5 is this large black cross in the foreground as your ball changes gravity via the blue orb around 67%. Now that you know what objects you will need to keep a lookout for during the run, you are ready to tackle the access code puzzle that will open the gate allowing you to exit. That is, if you manage to make it there in the first place. After watching your icon plunge deeper into the depths of BOOBAWAMBA, you are met with a series of difficult robot jumps, each with a screen in the background before them. Each screen will show a number from 1 to 5, and just like the appearance of our objects, the order of the numbers shown is randomized each run. Each screen's series of jumps is accompanied by one of 5 toggle triggers. If one of the objects does not appear during the run, then you must activate the toggle trigger for that corresponding number. For each object that does appear, you will not activate that number's corresponding toggle trigger. Only when you have input the correct code via toggle triggers during the end sequence will the gate open, allowing your icon to escape and you to beat BOOBAWAMBA. As an example, let's say during our run we notice objects 1, 2, and 5, but 3 and 4 do not appear. During the final sequence, when the screen shows 3 or 4, we must activate those toggle triggers and none of the others. Doing so correctly will open the final gate. And that, I think, is what is causing this level to be considered so difficult, considered worthy of its current positioning. Not only do you have to play one of the most visually obscured memory levels ever created, with top 10 worthy difficult gameplay packed with frame perfects, you also have to visually locate and keep track of elements within that obfuscation, and then on the fly apply that to a puzzle at the very end of your journey, all of which is completely randomized every time you start a run. As time keeps moving forward, I know I will be keeping a close eye on BOOBAWAMBA, its positioning on the demon list, and any potential new warriors looking to battle for a long-awaited first victory. I wonder who not only has the technical prowess, but also the mental fortitude to learn and memorize this shrouded beast while nimbly solving their own puzzle to escape. As I close this one out, I want to give special thanks to eShark1. His incredible skill, endurance, fortitude, and wit allowed such an enigma of a level to be verified and now enjoyed by the world. The more that the difficulty of his feats are understood, the more impressive they become. I also want to thank Tim GD. It was in the comment section of his BOOBAWAMBA Frame Perfect video that he broke down the ins and outs of how the access code puzzle works. Finally, I want to thank you for making it this far, watching my first video diving into a level on the demon list. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more from me, please give it a like and consider subscribing for future content and my progression completions. Leave a comment to let me know if you want to see more deep dives or any other type of Geometry Dash content you feel is missing in your life. Thank you very much for watching. Remember that you matter and you are valuable. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.